Morning. All right, so a couple weeks ago, I came across a guy that had posted a video on YouTube about veterans issues and whatnot. 22 a day. I pretty much told myself that I was gonna go ahead and do a video. Days went on, some things happened in life that weren't good things. And today I'm compelled to come in here and shed some light on some things for some people. Just got off the phone with the VA trying to get my education benefits to where I can use them again. Apparently I missed a box somewhere and failed to relinquish Chapter 30, which had never applied to me in my time of service, but just another thing that we got to overcome, and unfortunately I missed out on checking that box. Yeah, so pretty much I want people to start to understand some things. I got a pile of papers that sit in my desk that I pull out probably 2 or 3 times a month. Try to make sense of it. Try to understand what it is that keeps me from doing the things that I want to do in life. I understand we all got issues, we all got things in life that are things we have to learn to overcome ourselves. But as veterans, I don't think that we should have to overcome the pounds of paperwork that sits on our desk every day that we tearfully pull out every time we feel like we might get an answer this time. Might get a little light shed on our issues that we face. I did one deployment in 2007, Al-Anbar province, which is now controlled by ISIS. I have no special equipment to do a video. My house is messy. I don't care. I care about myself. I care about my fellow veterans. I love my family to death. I'd do anything for them. I care about my country. And I care about the 22 people that give their lives every day to suicide. It's disheartening to me. If it was worth me sitting here getting emotional and expressing my feelings and feeling like that would make a difference, then I'd do that too. Because there's plenty of tears that I can shed right now. I get on social network every day and I see friends from Texas to all across the world, that the United States, that post something every couple of days, at least 2 or 3 times a month, of somebody that they've met while being a veteran that has now ended their life because of struggles that they can't comprehend. And I put every problem back to the VA. I have no problem telling you that this system has failed. It's failed me, it's failed my fellow veterans, and I continue to watch every day as things just continue to deteriorate. There's not a politician out there that's raised their hand and done anything for me. I've reached out. I got letters from the Senate, and I can show you them. Is it worth me showing? Maybe it is. There's plenty of them. 3, 4, 5. Just keep on going. Probably got 4 or 5 more sitting up there. Senators from all the way down from the most northern states, this country, all the way to the most southern states. And it's got me ill. They talk about what they're going to do to help us, what they're going to do to understand. Well, I don't think any of them understand. And the ones that do are so few and far between that we have to reach so hard to find them that 90% of us don't even know they exist. I hear from veterans who's had success with things and had that one person go up and fight for them and give them what they deserve, and they're better off for it. And I'm happy for them because they got what they deserve. They got what they fought for. They understand that they had to pursue these people in order to get them to do their jobs. I sit back and I watch VSOs that get paid and sit in an office, and I bring paperwork to them and cry in their office and tell them how I've been suffering with PTSD, and I go weeks without even hearing a response. They fill out the paperwork, the same paperwork that I'm to fill out when I go online and use e-benefits. I can fill the paperwork out. But it's a daunting task sometimes to wake up and feel like you can't even get out of bed because you're so distraught from this disorder and you don't know what it is that fixes it. You have to dig down deep like you did when you were in the service and find that one thing that drives you, that motivates you. Just like it was in the service for me, it was the other people, the people around me that I cared about. I was ready. I was willing to die in country. I didn't care. If it meant saving a brother, that's what I'd do. And unfortunately here, us veterans have that same mentality. Whereas it's unfortunate, I'll play it to my benefit. I'm going to use that motivation, what I have, the feelings that I have, to start devoting my time, whether it be making a video or getting on social media. I'll drive my vehicle back and forth to the VA 3-4 times a month. Does it do me any justice? No. There's yet to be one person that's fixed any of my problems. The only people that have fixed my problems are the other veterans, my family members, and the time I spend devoting myself to doing activities that I find therapeutic. I've been blessed with a good family. I've been blessed with people that have had my back. Not every veteran has that. Until we as a country can start getting on these social media networks and screaming at these senators and putting our feet down and start making the change that we've been promised that's not there, until we can all find that motivation, we're not ever going to get this problem fixed. So for all you out there that are motivated, that do want to fix this problem, let's go. I'm ready. If I have to be the face as an E4 and walk out there and stand in front of crowds and explain to people how I feel on a daily basis, or how I see this person down the road feels, I watched as people that have sacrificed more than anybody in this country could ever realize struggle daily just to make ends meet. They go to a job that they hate. They're treated like machines because they have that mentality of, I can do this, no problem. Yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I'll do it. And in a corporate setting, that's great. That's great for the person up here, making the dollars off the person down here who's struggling just to put food on their tables, who drives an old beat-up truck because it was what their deployment money paid for. They don't have credit anymore because they went on drinking binges, self-medicated, because the VA failed to do their job and recognize PTSD for what it was, write it off for a sleep disorder or something stupid that makes absolutely no sense. We have these scientific studies that come out, these medical studies that come out, explaining what PTSD is, explaining how it doesn't surface till years later, but unfortunately they have it when they got out of the service. They just haven't realized it yet. But instead of backdating their pay till the time they got out of service, they refuse to do that. They'd rather put it to the day that that person finally decided, I have an issue and I need help. We'll help them from the time that they were honorably discharged, not from the time that they went and sought help. That makes no sense. If that's our way of cutting funding, then we've got it all wrong. Instead of investing the billions of dollars that we invest in other countries and give people money to eat and drink and have a life, why don't we start here? Start with the veterans that are here. Give them the opportunity to excel. Give them the money they need to start a business. Don't keep giving them papers to fill out. It makes no sense. I wonder if the congressmen and the senators understand what it's like to have PTSD. To look at a piece of paper and think, I don't even want to look at this. This is daunting to me. The hell with the paper. I don't need it. I find more satisfaction in walking outside and growing a zucchini plant that I can eat in a couple of months rather than worry about these people sending me the compensation that I deserve. And it's not about me, trust me. But I can put my personal experiences out there, and I can relate to people and express to them how I feel. This is how I feel. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of getting online and seeing people dying every day. Not in combat anymore. The people that have died in this country far outweigh the people that have died in combat. And it's all because society doesn't accept them, or society doesn't care, or they have to reach so far to find the one person that's going to help them through the problems. They bury themselves inside their houses. They don't talk to anybody, or they surround themselves with woods and people that don't talk. And it's not for lack of wanting to conversate. It's because their beliefs are so strong, and they know that the people will not come out and listen to what they have to say and accept it for what it is. Understand that war is something that changes every person. You people that sit here and push your pens and think that your policies are working because what? You have nothing that shows it's working. You send veterans to school and their dropout rate is at 88%. What does that tell you? Something's wrong. It's not working. Change it. Start listening to the people that are putting their hearts out there. The ones that'll go in front of cameras. The ones that don't care anymore. I fought for this right. I'm going to utilize it. I would encourage every one of my veteran friends to utilize their freedom of speech. Utilize what you have. Because the person next to you might not have that ability. They might not be able to sit in front of a camera without getting emotional. They might not have family support. They don't have people to bring them food when they're hungry or pick their heads out of the bed. Tell them to go outside and enjoy the fresh air. They fought for these things, but they're captured by what's going on in their mind. They're still fighting. They're still not able to get up and get out of bed and experience things. The world's so busy. We're all so caught up in these corporate ways of life and how you're supposed to live and what kind of life you're supposed to have and how much money you make. It makes no difference to me. I can live in the woods and be happy with my family. I don't need anything. But we deserve something. We don't deserve paperwork. We don't deserve to have to go through these battles on our own, have VSOs that don't even care. Why are they going and taking the classes to learn to become a VSO? If you don't have the passion that you need, to get on camera and confront these people and express to them why you feel the problem is in them and not in the veterans. You think it's the veteran's fault because he doesn't come to you every day and he doesn't fill out the paperwork in a timely fashion because you give him 90 days to write a response to their appeal? What if it was turned around? What if the veterans in this country all stood up, that 1%, the most dangerous 1% there is, the ones that have fought, that know what it is to fight, that what it is to sacrifice? What if we stood up and gave you 90 days? Then what? Do you think you'd be able to respond in 90 days? Do you think you'd be able to fix the problem? Would you be able to give us something that defines why it is that your policies, your systems are so messed up? Is it because there's too many hands in the cookie jar? Is it because it'll affect who gets elected? Is it too hard to give a couple of pieces of land to some veterans that want to farm and not put any sort of rules as to what it is we can do with the land, or how much money we have to get it, or what our credit score is? I had no credit when I went to war. I was 18 years old. I didn't own a damn thing. That didn't matter. I had good enough credit to go and fight, drive around in an amphibious vehicle that was flat bottomed looking for IDs. Makes absolutely no sense. I just ask that people start listening to what's going on. Start looking at these people that are sacrificing. Stop worrying about what's going on in other countries and fix what's here, now. I believe we got enough people now on the same page. I see so many different people come together, but they're all on different foundations, and they're all with different people, and they're all trying to combat the same thing, but we haven't been able to all get together yet. I encourage the togetherness. I encourage us building our own veteran army, our own group of people to combat these issues. We fought for this country. It's time for them to start fighting for us. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of waking up feeling like crap every morning. Feeling like I'm a disappointment to my fiance, a disappointment to my family, when I know I'm not. It's not me that's the disappointment. It's the people all around here that fail to recognize the ones that sacrifice. That's what's disappointing. I don't know what else I can do to shed any more light on this situation. I've wrote letters, I've posted them, I've clicked the like button on every anti-suicide, anti-help the veteran, whatever. I've done it all that I can do. Aside from get in front of a camera and speak truthfully and express to people I am a combat veteran. I've been there. I understand. I may not have as many tours as the guy next to me, but the guy next to me that did 7 tours, he might not be able to get in front of a camera because he's been battling. He's a warrior that not many people can ever fathom. You don't understand the drive it takes to go over there that many times. Part of it is because now they don't know anything else. That's all they know. And for some, that's the life they want to live, and they're empowered by it, and they enjoy it. And I'm thankful that we have people like that. that our country is safe. But I'm disheartened that as a country, we're not putting those people up on pedestals, making them write the laws, making them run the policies in the VA. They're the ones that know, not the doctors that read the textbooks. Where do you think the textbooks come from? They come from experiences from people like me and people who go and do these things and are subjected to trauma. You have to see trauma to understand it. You can't just read it. For those of you that think you can read a book and read all these medical definitions and understand exactly what it is that's going through the mind of the person that's been there and done that, you're wrong. We have our good days and we have our bad days. But we haven't had any days where we've had people actually stand up and fight until it's accomplished. We fought until the mission was accomplished in Iraq. We're continuing to fight in Afghanistan. We're continuing to shell out money and send troops all over the world. And when they come back, they get out and they have nothing to show for it. Honorable discharge, chest full of medals. But if they slip up and go get a drink and start self-medicating and fall into a cycle and miss out on being that proper civilian, miss some payments on their car, miss some payments on their house, and now they can't do anything, their life revolves on that credit, not the credit that they made when they went and sacrificed their limbs and their lives. So much for that credit. I hope that this reaches people, and I hope I help people by doing this, and I hope to see hundreds of thousands of videos like this. I don't want anything out of it. I want this fixed. I want to stop writing all the paperwork. I want my compensation to be backdated to 2009 when I got out, when I ended my active service. Not till 2013 when I finally realized I had been committed into a hospital for being a threat to myself and gone to college and I couldn't do that. Gone to the workforce and was treated like a machine and I couldn't do that either. And I'll admit it. I have no problem with it. I'm just fortunate that I have backbones. That I have people that can foot the bill while I can't. That can put food on the table when I can't. We'll continue to give money to the people that just come into this country. Continue to give them health care. I've been in so many IED attacks, I couldn't even tell you. I ran Pathfinder as a Marine, attached to an Army EOD unit as security for 8 months. All throughout Fallujah, when they were putting chemicals in IEDs. We found caches with mustard gas in them. I know what it's like to be there, to be in that condition, to be in those circumstances, because I relive it. I fear sleeping at night because of the dreams that I might have. It's not an easy thing. But I'll continue to stand here and I'll continue to fight for the veterans that I care about. And until we start reaching people, and until people can start to understand that the reason they can drive down this road without getting blown up is because of people like us, then I'll continue to fight. I don't have the financial means to go stand in front of Congress. I don't have the intellect, but I have passion. And I know there's people out there with the intellect and that have the financial means to be able to stop some of this. And until you guys can start standing up and doing for us, we're going to continue to have problems. We need the officers that devoted years of their life, the people that retired from the military. We need you to come out. We need you to start helping us build the mission like you did when we were in country. We don't all have the know-how. We can't all flip a switch on social media and have hundreds of thousands of people view it. We don't have that. Not all of us. But the ones that do, you need to start fighting. You need to find your passion. Understand that your freedom comes from veterans. The men and women that have sacrificed their lives, that now struggle on a daily basis. The mothers that feel like they can't be mothers because they've been subjected to combat. Or the fathers that feel distant, feel like they don't have a relationship because they don't know how. Some of the children they were attached to decided they were going to pick up guns and shoot back. Until we can understand that, until we can get together and stand united, which I haven't seen in a very long time. Last time I saw this country stand united was when I was in high school, watching planes fly into a tower. That's the last time we all had the same mission. We all put politics aside. We mourned with each other. We understood what was going on. We saw the traumatic events on TV. Unfortunately, not all our soldiers can wear body cams and expose the country to the traumatic events that they go through every day. We've tried. There's been the Hollywood movies, there's been the documentaries, but still it's not captivating the audience that it needs to captivate. People continue to kill themselves on a daily basis, and it still means nothing to some people. They still go on about their lives. They don't care. As long as they can drive their expensive car home, live in their expensive house, love their money. It's not about that. We continue down the path we're on now, and money's not going to mean anything by the time I'm 50 years old. I got a long time to get there. But I sure do hope that we still have a country then. That it's not so divided that we all are for ourselves instead of united. The only thing united I see are the veterans right now. Partly because that's all I allow myself to see, but in my defense, that's what I'm passionate about. I've gotten myself worked up. I've gave y'all 30 minutes of my time. And know it all came from my heart. I just hope that it all stops. The 22 a day needs to stop. The veterans having to fight for benefits needs to stop. Until we can all get on the same page, it's not gonna. I encourage people to get behind me, get behind the foundations that you approve of. Go talk to Vietnam veterans. Go talk to the World War II veterans, the Korea veterans, because they're not going to be around much longer. These are the people that built this country. We let them fade away. We watch as they suffer with cancer from Agent Orange, but we don't give them the benefits that they need. We watch some of them go decades without speaking to humans because they're so afraid of what the human is capable of. Afraid it might be one more human that doesn't understand them for who they are and what they've done for this country, the heroes they are. We kick them to the curb. We let them live off the grid. Why? Because it's easier. It's easier to ignore them than it is to understand them. And the people that don't want to understand them, they're not the people that need to be in this society anyways. They make us weak. They're not what we need to combat the filthy, nasty, disgusting things that are going on overseas. Those aren't humans. That's evil. I could go on for days and days and days, but I won't. I'll cut it short. I'll leave it to y'all to decompress and send me your nasty comments. I don't care. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I just had my therapy session. If you're one of those veterans that needs to talk to somebody, we have outlets. I have people on my Facebook right now that I'm sure would be more than willing, and they're more than educated enough to deal with it. You can call me. I'll sit there, talk to you for as long as you need to talk to me. I'll drive and find you if I have to. I can't promise you it's going to be in a very nice vehicle, shiny rims. You may not like the music I play, but I'll be there for you. My skin might not be the same color as yours, but we still fought together. I don't view humans like that. I hope this video can help somebody. And I hope this country can gear towards change here soon. Because the one that we elected to bring us change has brought about a mess, in my opinion. And it doesn't lie on one person, there's plenty of other people to blame. Thank y'all for taking 34 minutes out of your day and watching this video. We need more veterans to make them. We need more people to stand up, let their feelings out. If you need somewhere to come be on camera, you let me know. My door's open. The lighting's poor, the sound might not be the greatest, but I promise you, if you sit here and spill your heart, people are gonna listen. And if they don't, they're not the people you need to listen anyways. Semper Fi, y'all.